Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Movie Sense. I'm your host, DJ Selby, and I have with me as almost always, Mark Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Flores here with DJ. We have a couple nice beverages in hand, here to talk to you guys about a movie that not a lot of people are talking about. It's a bit under the radar. It's called Overlord.
Overlord, that's correct. Produced by j.j.abrams, it's more of an action sci-fi thriller with some horror elements. Directed by Julius Avery.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'm looking forward to. It's coming out this weekend. I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to see what others are how they're gonna respond, because this is one of those movies that I feel it's been lost in time in a way.
Yeah.
It takes me back to those Grindhouse days where you get those very gritty action, just, probably a lot of blood and guts, so there's gore.
Yeah.
And just a lot of fun entertainment.
The most important thing I can take away from this is that it's visually pleasing. JJ definitely gave us an HJ in the visual aspects of this movie. The special effects, they didn't spare no expense. Apparently, there's a $38 million budget at this with this movie Overlord.
Yeah.
So Julius Avery alongside J.J. Abrams came out with
collabed it up and
looks like a great movie. I checked out the trailer, the sneak peeks.
Yeah, let's talk about the trailer for a second.
Yeah.
So for those who haven't seen the trailer, we're gonna play some of the clips. Basically, it starts off, it's D-Day, right? It's D-Day. They're about to jump, a bunch of paratroopers, right? They're about to jump out in a war. There's bullets flying. There's bombs everywhere. Right away, visually, it's striking. Then you get that point of view of, you're alongside the paratrooper as he's trailing down, and that's pretty aggressive. Yeah. It's scary. It's intense. Then they end up, on ground, and they got a mission. They got a mission to take out the German radio tower. Yeah. And they have to get there, and once they encounter, they come across some obstacles they weren't really prepared for.
Right. The thing I could take away from this part of this whole movie, being World War II, a lot of movies go to the wayside with not being as accurate as possible. And a person myself, I do enjoy history. World War II is an important facet of history for me. So watching shows like The Pacific, watching shows like Band of Brothers, it was very important to see that the accuracy that the precedent of those two miniseries made translate over to Overlord, and just the sneak peek in the trailer itself.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing to see. So yeah. I want to see what else they actually went through with.
Yeah, I mean, with the if you're a war history buff, if you're into that, you're gonna see some cool stuff. I mean, right away, it's very accurate to the times.
Yeah.
And I hope that they're very close attention to detail throughout the film with that, right? Because already I see that in the trailer. It's getting some rave reviews already because it's been released out there in some of the film circuits, and it's had a chance to get a little bit of traction, some reviewers, some critics. You were talking about that with Rotten Tomatoes, right?
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes as of right now has given it a 90%, which is nothing to take away from the movie. It means that a lot of people do approve of it.
Yeah, and right now it's tracking somewhat low. I think it's tracking around the $12 million opening weekend range. Yeah. Do you think it's going to hit 12 mil? Do you think it's going to surpass 12 mil? What are you thinking?
It has to. It has to, just because of all the information that we're getting from the film being very very successful from a critical standpoint. So I expect it to exceed that, probably in the $15 to $20 million range opening weekend.
I'm hoping so. This movie looks like my kind of movie. Like I said, it takes me back to the Grindhouse days where you get those gritty, kind of dark, nuanced movies. A lot of action, a lot of just suspense, and it has a sci-fi aspect in it, which I'm very excited about.
There was a lot of tales of World War II that the German scientists were doing a lot of crazy experiments. And to have Overlord kind of coincide with these crazy experiments that they were doing,
yes,
does give it a little Easter egg to many historical events.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that they're mixing in that type of stuff, because they're not really escaping the realm of possibilities with Overlord in this situation.
And you know what? Real quick, I'm glad you said Easter egg, because a lot of people have been saying that this film is a entry into the Cloverfield universe. A lot of people think that it might have something to do with Cloverfield. like, as we all know, there's 3 different variations of that, universe. Right now, there was Cloverfield when it first came out. Then there was Cloverfield Lane. And then there was, of course, the Paradox, which was on Netflix. So is this going to be a part of it? J.j. Abrams already said no, it's not. But he's been well known to kind of misdirect people with things like that and then end up it being true for something else.
So at the end of the movie, they all come out of the base that they escaped from. No spoilers. But at the end, all you see is the Statue of Liberty head fall right in front of them. So the Cloverfield monster threw it all the way from New York to South Central Auschwitz or whatever part of Germany they're at. And then boom, right there.
Nice.
And scene.
And that's Mark's prediction. All right, Mark, along with that prediction, how about you do that other thing that we all love watching you do?
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in to another great episode of Movie Sense. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And when you do, make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you're updated on the Movie Sense videos that we do on a weekly basis. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at ThisIsMovieSense. And also, make sure to use the hashtag ThisIsMovieSense.
All right, everyone. Goodbye.